Hey everybody, this is Timister. So, guess where I was this weekend? Yep, you guessed right. I was at the naturallycurly.com / Miss Jessie hair celebration. It was a celebration. It was crazy. I had the opportunity to be one of the background people helping out naturallycurly.com, and I was amazed at all the hairstyles that I saw. I saw short hair, I saw long hair, curly hair, kinky hair, in between hair. It was crazy. It was hard not to get hair envy at the beginning because I was like, oh, look at all these people with really cool hair. But I have this thing where, in my mind, every natural person has the kind of hair that they should have. I always try and dress up my hair to fit who I am. So right now, in my hair, I have 3-strand twists, which are my favorite style to date. It's really fun to do, and it's really versatile. I like to pin them up. They're pinned on the side right now, and on this side they're not pinned. And then at the top, that's just my natural hair texture. I just washed it, and yeah, it just kind of curls and does its own thing sometimes. Yeah, as you can see, my curlage, I don't like to call it shrinkage. My curlage is insane. So it can go from this length to this length, like that. So one really cool treat about the hair celebration is that Miss Jessie founders TT and Nico were doing hair demonstrations as well as doing a Q&A at the front of the room. And at the time I was wearing my natural curly t-shirt, which I will cherish for life because it was a fun day. And I had my uniform, my camera around my neck, and I was just taking pictures. I took over 100 pictures because I'm just a photo enthusiast and I love natural hair. So I was at the front and they were doing hair demonstrations, and guess who I saw? So first I saw Nikki May 2003. She makes really cool YouTube videos, and I had seen a couple, and so she was up there because we had seen her backstage before everything was getting ready, and they were like washing her hair and getting her ready for being a hair model. And so we were like, oh, is that Nikki May? And like I was like freaking out. It was really embarrassing. Like I embarrassed myself because I remember at some point I made it sound like, oh, that's my shock sound. I just went, oh, I recognize you. I'm just gonna focus on Nikki May because I've watched a few of her videos, and so I'm more familiar with her. On her, I believe they did a dry 2-strand twist, which is really cool because you always think, oh, your hair has to be really wet. They did a dry 2-strand twist on her, which I thought was really, really cool. And it turned out really well. It was actually a twist out in the end. In the Q&A, a lot of people brought up the question about silkening, this process that is really specific to Miss Jessie's company. Basically, if I remember correctly, it's a chemical treatment that you do about 3 to 4 times a year that takes your kinky hair to curly hair, and it does it chemically. But they say that there's a difference between a silkener and a texturizer. I'm not really sure of the difference because they sound very similar. TT and Nico have awesome big hair, and it's really curly. A lot of people were asking things like, how do you get ready in the morning? What do you do? And TT answered as truthfully as she could. She said, I just roll out of bed and I get ready to go, and my hair is just like this. You really have to consider the fact that TT and Nico are half black and half Japanese, so their hair is a little bit of a result of their heritage. So they were saying about the silkener process that it's not a miracle worker. It can refine what you already have. It removes the frizz and it makes the curls a little bigger if you have really tight curls, but it's not gonna make curls appear out of nowhere if they don't exist. When they brought up the silkener, I was looking around the room to see people's reactions to the fact that, oh, it's not gonna create curls in you, and a lot of people looked sad. You could see that the crowd was turning a little green with envy when they were looking at TT and Nico's hair and realizing that they couldn't all have hair like that. And it brings me to one of the things I always talk about. Be proud of your hair texture, its length, what it does, because hair has feelings too. I feel like when you're always comparing your hair and saying, oh, why can't you be curly? Why can't you be more of a 4A, not a 4B or a 4C? Even TT and Nico were talking about how they would rather call it something else rather than those strict 4A, 4B, 4C categories, because those categories kind of put us in a mind trap. in our mind, even as natural women, we've glorified this idea of super curly black hair because, you know, it's natural, but it's so manageable that it's like, okay, it's not, you know, it's not coarse black hair, so it's good hair, you know. And it makes me sad that we're going back to this good hair, bad hair thing, even as natural women who are supposed to be enlightened about black hair, and we're supposed to love what black hair does naturally. So this whole idea of a silkener, it might be good for some people, but honestly I don't feel like it's good for me. This event was really fun, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it and act like a little paparazzi person. I was taking a lot of pictures, mostly because I was by the photographer. I was inspired. He was taking so many pictures. I thought, I have on a shirt that makes me look official, so I should take pictures too. And so I would take pictures, and people would pose for my pictures, because I think they thought I was an official person. But I'm just a natural hair enthusiast who loves taking pictures of people. So if you would like to see the pictures that I took, I think there are about 100 plus pictures, check out the link below. I hope in the future that there are more hair collaborations like this, just an opportunity for you to get to share hair stories and just share tips on, you know, what works for natural hair, what doesn't work for some people. My 21st birthday is on Sunday. I'm really excited to be natural and to be becoming a full woman. It sounds really cheesy and gross, but I'm turning 21. I'm about to be a grown woman, and I'm discovering who I am. And a lot of that discovery had to do with my natural hair, and once I got to know my hair, I got to know myself at the same time. So as my hair grew, I grew, and I really appreciate what being natural has done for me, and the encouragement of the natural community is outstanding. All these videos that people do, they make a difference because their encouragement. Then, you know, you're in the shower and you're detangling and you're like, why are there so many curly pieces falling out? Oh my gosh, I'm going to be bald. There's a video for that. Wow, my hair's really dry. What do I do about that? There's a video for that. To the natural hair community on YouTube, I say thank you. And all the bloggers who are constantly putting up pictures and giving out props to all these natural women. Round of applause. Round of applause. Well done. So, it was great meeting everyone. Thanks for watching, and until next time,